Okay, so a lot of you have asked, where's Tiffany and why do you guys not see her? Well, so we're gonna go over that today. And we're also gonna start putting her back together. So, Veterans Weekend, we took the car out, ran good. I noticed a little bit more valve train noise than I normally hear. It does have a very early generation TPR built head on it without the oiling system in the valve cover. I do have big valves. I do have the upgraded valve train, stock cams, ported head. So something we've seen back in the 1000 days when we start spinning the motors really high is we wipe the valve buckets out of the head. Well, that does become an issue on the turbo car, especially when you start turning 9,000 plus RPM. And it turned out they do the same thing. Weird. So, yeah, kind of go over what happened. I ran the car all weekend. I pulled the drain plug, found some metal shavings on it, and I decided to pull it. So I'll show you what I found. So here is this is what the valve bucket should look like. This one's got a little wear on it. And this is the one that we ultimately ended up beating out of the head. So you can kind of see the indentation here, if it focuses. No bueno. So in turn, that led to rounding the top of the cam lobe off. So in turn, this is not really a valve flow issue. The heads are good till 10,000 is what Greg says they're good to. Like, obviously you can't sustain that, and I wasn't. Mine was 8950, 9,000 going up the hill, maybe 9100 on a flash, but by a flash I mean like a split second thing. So anyways, we sent the head to Greg, and Greg took very good care of us and got the head put back together, and we have all new components in it. We do have an oiling style valve cover coming, but it's not here yet. And then I sent the little bottom end long block-ish to Doug and Preston over at D&M and said, hey, can you guys just go through this and just make sure everything's okay, copacetic. I mean, it's got 1,000, maybe 1,200 miles on it. I've not been very easy on it. It's probably got 100 dyno pulls on it between all the R&D and testing we've done here, the black kit and stuff like that. I've been not easy on the car. I've probably done 50 plus gallons of E85 every trip I've gone out. And it's seen some abuse, lots of launch control. We've seen videos of us launching or doing launch control at Sandsport show, blowing pumpkins up and shit. Like, I haven't been easy on this. Well, long story short, Doug and Preston pulled it all apart. Everything looked great. Everything looked really good. So I just wanted to make sure we didn't send any metal through anything that I couldn't see and then have a catastrophic failure. We all know these motors are very expensive. I don't get them for free. They do take good care of me, but trust me, I pay good money too. So anyways, we refreshed everything. I think we ended up with bearings and a hone and rings, and then everything was cleaned and everything like that. So we're gonna start throwing her together. I kind of want to give you guys a little rundown of what happened to Tiffany, why she hasn't been around. And honestly, we've been so busy at the shop, I just haven't really had the motivation to work on it. But Abel's over here and he's up my you know what about getting this thing back together and not giving me a choice. So we have cleared a spot and schedule, and we're gonna try to get this thing running today. So here we go. So this is the bottom end back from Doug, D&M. It does have the O-ringed cylinders on it. This is the new head from Greg at TPR. You can tell everything in here is new. New cams, we have all new gaskets. I have big headsets for it, which I had in it before. And what do you think? So we're gonna start cleaning and we are gonna start putting this together. All right, so we've had a long day. Did not go as quickly as we had planned. Oh, he had some setbacks, but it is what it is, and I didn't record. So, stage 3 plus is in. Yes, I had the trans done while it was out. It got built and some upgrades, along with the low gear got removed. We got our new logo for the back that is not painted yet. But we are getting ready to prime the system, and then I guess we're gonna do our first fire, assuming the battery's not dead, and then we'll go from there. So, fingers crossed. Alright, it's late. Wednesday, we're trying to leave for Glamis. We'll see how it goes. We're getting on the dyno right now. Tune should be pretty close. We made some small changes, so we might have to do some clutch tuning. We're going to find out right now. But I'm going to break the motor in for a little bit. So we're going to make the baseline full and just kind of see where we're at. I do want to take this opportunity to shout out to Eddie and Patrick over here for getting me into stuff I needed to get this done. So Greg got me a valve cover with oiling system so we could make the trip. He didn't have to do that, and he did. And then Pat picked it up and brought it up here today. And then Eddie went down yesterday, or no, last week, picked up the head for us, just so we could get this all done. So fingers crossed, see what happens. Okay, so I'm at the home office. I just kind of want to go over what the car made and what the future is for Tiffany. So, car made in power. It's a stage 3 plus non-stroker. Ported head, 27 pounds of boost on a peak. Held 27 pretty much all the way out. Stock secondary still, there's probably a little bit to be had there. Get the belt a little happier, but yeah, so let's take a look. So I made 253, well, let's call it 254. 27 pounds of boost, 27 and a half. And it's got a very nice flat power curve. And the reason why we don't have any footage from Glamis is because we got there Friday. I made like a 10-minute drive. And it was just kind of just shake the car down, make sure we don't have any oil leaks, just make sure everything's good. The whole thing had come apart, trans had been out of it. Wheel bearings have been done, the car had been taken apart, and whatever. I rolled into it and made a wide open throttle pass coming back up towards camp. Just kind of get a feel for the car and just kind of make sure everything felt good and look at the RPMs. RPMs were perfect. Our clutching was dead on. Car laid over and went into limit. At this point, I pulled the code and it was a battery voltage too low. Well, we had just put a brand new Odyssey PC 1200 in it before we went, so digging into pretty much charging issues, I guess, at this time. Long story short, we had charging issues. That's where we're at. If you've been following the channel for a while, yeah, the car's been used as an R&D car. And been a big part of the development, and obviously the risk you take with that was us breaking the crank in half when we had the water-cooled turbo, and back then Mike at Aftermarket Testants was tuning it, and we moved to the D&M motor, then we moved over to Wayland and whatever. And I haven't had a full season or a full trip with a car without just something going wrong. I understand shit happens. But I just, at the end of the day, it's a 4-seater, and I just think it's time to step back on it. I've put a feeler out to see if anybody wants to purchase it, and we'll talk about what would happen after that. But if we do end up keeping the car, if you're interested, let me know. But we do end up keeping the car. The plan is to go back to a stock clutch, back to back to a black turbo package. Honestly, probably going to get off the 85 and go to avgas. We've had really good luck with that and have access to it. It's cheap. It makes good power. And just have a nice turnkey family tuner car. And Abel and I have talked. I don't know how soon it would happen or when, but I think I'm going to keep building something and trying to make power and stuff like that. Like, I'm at least going to get into a 2-seat chassis. We're back and forth of doing a Can-Am or RZR. Can-Am's obviously easier, but everybody does it. It's kind of where we're at. Obviously, I'll update all of you as things progress and keep you updated. So as of right now, that's where we're at. This is at no fault of any company or any individual or anyone of that. This is just what happens. But I'm just kind of burnt out. So don't take this as anything. I know how the internet can be, and it's not Doug's fault, it's not Preston's fault, it's not Wynn's fault. None of this is their fault. Greg at TPR, right? Everyone's done a fantastic job, and the only reason why the RZRs are where they're at now is because of these people. So I just kind of wanted to update you guys on that, and I think that's probably where we're going to end off on this video. And something changes or we start making changes or vice versa, whatever, I'll obviously keep you guys updated. So see you on the next one.